What's up, everyone? Welcome back to QT with a Pod. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have your ears back here with me. And today we're going to be talking about dating your coworkers and the pros, the cons, the do's, and the don'ts. And of course, I'm going to have story time sprinkled into it. Before we jump into all of that, please make sure that you are following me on Instagram at BigQuiqui. Share this episode with someone. Are you listening on Apple Podcasts right now? If you are listening on Apple Podcasts and you don't rate and leave a review, do you really care about me as a person? And I just really want you to think about that. But please take some time to do those things. And let's start with this week's episode. I need to start with some of my, I guess, quick thoughts. QT's quick thoughts. So the past week, Khloe Kardashian's picture came out, and like I didn't think that it was gonna get like as serious as it did, but I'm just really shocked because how in the world was she able to get this picture? Well, she's trying to erase this from the internet, like being posted. Like there's child pornography out there. There are there's everything on the internet that shouldn't be on the internet, and nobody can get it taken down. But she can get a picture, an unedited picture of herself down off the internet. Like that was mind blowing to me that like you could move like that. Like granted, I know money can buy you access and power to so many things, but wow. So that's crazy. I really had to get that off my chest because of course it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I don't want to go into the internet. It's social media is fake, blah blah blah. Okay, all of you already know that. Let's talk about how much power this woman, this family has. That's crazy. So now let's talk into jump into talking about dating coworkers. So I have been dating coworkers since the beginning of time. Since I was able to have a job, I dated a coworker, and I know it was always quote unquote off limits. Like you don't shit where you eat. Is that it? But I don't know. I found it just easier because it's a community. Similarly to like you dating someone you went to school with. Like it's a community, you're a part of the same community. That means you guys probably have similar values. This person's been vetted already. You're already spending time with this person. You have conversations with this person um about meaningful things, maybe depending on your job, but that's how it's been in my experience. So, yeah, literally my past the last serious relationships I had, but wait, yeah, all my serious adult relationships have been with a coworker. And I haven't regretted it. Like, it hasn't been messy or anything, and I can see how it could. And yeah, first let me start with my Instagram research. I did heavy research, of course. So I asked the question, where have you met a potential partner, mate, significant other, etc.? Like, where have you met these people who you've gone and had relationships with? So school showed up, apps, work, and the most popular ones were work and party. So again, like you don't typically go to a random party with people you don't know. Like again, like it's a community. So work, party are the most popular. And we have restaurant slash bar, and then through a friend. Now, I do have some honorable mentions that I want to mention. Throwing that ass in a circle and he caught it. So I'm assuming that happened at a party. I threw it in with the party category, but I just really wanted to include that. Someone said the park. Okay. The DMV, parent teacher conference. That's one of my personal favorites. And that was at work. Now it wasn't a coworker, but yeah. Someone said daycare, and then someone said my dreams. So, yeah, just to get an idea of like where people actually meet their significant others. And I always, if I can't meet them on an app, then I'm meeting them somewhere where I already am and somewhere where I'm already involved. Like I noticed no one said like, because people are always saying join volunteer groups, pursue your hobbies, and then you'll join a group and you'll meet someone. Nobody said that, so that's interesting. Do y'all not in hobby groups? That's not a thing. That's just okay. I'm just asking. So yeah, that's where people are meeting. And again, work and party are the most popular. So I want to talk about the pros and cons of dating someone at work with one of your coworkers. And pro definitely is this person has been vetted. Now that's not to say that your coworkers are not serial killers, because they very well can be, but there's it just feels like a safer choice. Like you're not a stranger. You're not someone from an app. You're not someone I ran into and now I have to figure out everything about you. Like I know that you have an address on file, you know? So one, it's safer, it's easier. They've been vetted. And I stated this earlier, there's some value alignment. I would say another pro, and this one's a pro and no, let's go on to cons. Let's go on to cons. So cons is it can become overwhelming, especially for, I'm speaking for myself, people like me who I like separation in my life. I don't like to I don't like to crisscross too many things. So it can be difficult if it's like, okay, I see you at work and I see you after work and I see you on the weekends, and it can become overwhelming, of course. So that is definitely a con. Um, and I think also so your work friends, you get pretty close with them, but it still stays at work. So now you have to introduce that person to who you are outside of work and hope that they still accept you in a sense. So that is another con. I think another con is it's a huge secret, and like it could hinder you. Like if you don't know how to compartmentalize things, then that could have an effect on you. Me, me bragging on myself, humble brag. The queen of not compartmentalization. There's the word. So if you don't know how to separate this is work and this is personal, then dating a coworker probably wouldn't work for you. And then I think another con is what happens when you guys break up. So if you guys break up, what's going to happen? Are you still going to be able to work with this person? Are you able to push all the personal things to the side and still do your job? And it can be difficult. So it's time for my story time now. So first person I started dating at my job, I was a teacher and he was my co-teacher. So we taught the same grade level and the same kids. Oh my God. Same kids, same yeah, two classrooms down from each other. And we started dating, like started like just like going out and what 22-year-olds do. And then we became a couple, and it was easy because he was very much, I think he really laid the blueprint down for me, because he was very serious and very, we keep this separate. Like, no, no, Quenisha, that's not how you do it. So it was very much, he organized it. When we broke up, it was at the end of the school year slash he wasn't going to be working there anymore, so it didn't affect me. But let me tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did in a second. So yeah, that first relationship was fine and it was great if anything. I mean, I always had extra help. He would make my copies for me. That was the most that it overflowed into. Our relationship flowed into work. And it I will say it was also very difficult to not talk about work and our kids when we weren't at work because that was a big part of our lives and we shared that. So sometimes it was hard to, yo, was Johnny acting weird today with you at like 9 p.m. on a Saturday night or, things like that. So, yes. So we broke up after a year and then my dumbass and it was very questionable. I was sketchy. That was sketchy, but it didn't. Yeah. Anyways, start dating another coworker at the same school. So at this point, it looks like I'm about to run through the whole school, you know? I started dating another guy and they didn't know each other because this guy started when first boyfriend left. So boyfriend number 1 is gone, moved on with his life. Boyfriend number 2 starts working at the school. We start flirting, hanging out, yada yada yada. This one got more serious because like we didn't move in with each other while we were still working at the school, but he was spending the night with me a lot and we had rode to work together a few times as well. So it got to the point where this was different because again, now you even have to take into account how your coworkers are going to take it. So in this situation, it was very unique. My principal was a gay man, and he had a crush on my boyfriend number 2 at the time. And he literally would do vindictive things. Like he was my appraiser. He gave me the worst appraisal. He gave me the worst appraisal because of that. And he would always say slick remarks to me. He would always pull boyfriend number 2 out of my class because boyfriend number 2 was like, what do you call it? What do you call it? I forgot the name of it, but like he push in and help kids with math and stuff. So he was like support for teachers and he would spend a certain amount of time in each teacher's classrooms. And it was great because of course, who doesn't need help in the classroom? But he would always pull him out of my classroom. So at that point, my boss wasn't very accepting of that relationship and it was clear. But other coworkers were generally like, as long as work is being done, it doesn't matter. So after we both left that school, we stayed together and we still dated, and then we broke up. And then another guy started dating at work. So this is the next guy I started dating at work, different job. And this was the one where it got a little tricky for me because if you're going to date someone from work, you have to want the same thing. That's when it can get awkward, and that's with anyone, but especially because it's going to get messy at work if the two intentions don't align. So if you are not ready to be in a relationship when that other person is ready to be in a relationship, it can easily, yeah, it can be shit. So with that situation, one person wanted something different than the other person, and it couldn't work out. I was just like, I'm trying to have a hot girl summer, and it can't work if I'm dating my coworker who doesn't want to like be casual. Okay, so that that definitely did not that didn't help. So I guess let me just go into do's and don'ts, and I'm gonna just read this straight from a website. I'll put this website in the link in the show notes because I did think it was very good. So the do's, these are principles to remember. And this is from Harvard Business Review. And the title is How to Approach an Office Romance and How Not to. So, do know the many risks of getting involved with someone at work. So, that is very important. Knowing what exactly you're getting into, talking about how things can change. And it's important to have that open communication with this coworker that you are dating because There's a chance it won't work out. What are you going to do? Just it just needs to be known that if this does not work out, we still have to see each other every single day. If this does not work out, we still have to work side by side with each other. If this does not work out, we still share the same caseload. Like just knowing that, and it puts things into perspective. That can run people away, or that can make them take it more seriously. Don't know. I see. Do familiarize yourself with the company's policy and the rationale behind them. I will be honest. I've never looked at my company's policy regarding this, and I've seen teachers date each other and marry each other, so I don't know. Do talk through what you'll do if the relationship doesn't work out. I'm not sure how to take this one because is it like if this relationship doesn't work out, I'm gonna find another job. If this relationship doesn't work out, I'm gonna hate you forever. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, you are two adults. You need to understand that you put yourself in that situation, and it's up to you to make things go back to normal after that, if normal works. There, I don't think there is no, if this doesn't work out, and this is what I'll do. Okay, here the don'ts. Here are the don'ts. So, don't pursue a coworker if you're not serious about a relationship. So this is what I mentioned earlier. If you're not serious about a relationship, or and not even that, if you two don't have the same intentions, don't do it. Your intentions have to be the same. Don't date someone who you have a reporting relationship with. Yeah, I can imagine dating a boss. So like your boss, the person you report to, that could be a little weird. That yeah. Don't try to hide the relationship from your manager or colleagues. It will only erode trust. Now this is one that I don't know. I don't know, Jeff. When do you when are you supposed to come out and say, "Hey, we're dating"? Is it when it gets serious? Is it in the beginning? Like, how open are you with your coworkers? Because then that's just saying now the entire office is involved in our relationship and the entire office is watching our relationship and the entire office it just I don't know about that one. I would say keep it a secret until it can't be kept a secret anymore. I don't think that needs to be brought up at work. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm listening. Make sure you tell me, what do you think? But it does require you to be more secretive with your relationship overall, though, because you can't post it on social media if you are friends with your coworkers. Like, sure, your friends who aren't your coworkers, or maybe your coworkers who are your friends, will know. But I can see that being an issue, like having to be so secretive in the beginning, and now maybe you aren't secretive anymore. I don't know. This isn't on the list, but I'm thinking another don't is to not let your feelings get in the way of doing your job, which I feel like I've kind of referenced. But if I'm working at McDonald's and my man does the fries and I take the orders and I'm mad at him, I can't not put fries in the customer's bag because I don't want to walk by him and take fries from the fry cook. I can't do that because at the end of the day, I came to McDonald's to take orders and bag orders. So, definitely not letting your feelings get in the way of your job, and that's being able to compartmentalize your feelings. If you don't know how to do it, sis, don't even try to do it. It's not for the weak. It's really not. But I think overall, it's okay to date your coworker as long as you two are on the same page and you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do if it doesn't work out. Because again, there's a chance it won't work out. 99% of the people you date will not be the one. Your coworker could easily just be one of the 99% that don't work out, or he or she could be the 1% that do work out. With that being said, I'm going to close this episode out and let me know what you think. Is it okay to date your coworkers? Have you dated your coworkers? Would you ever date a coworker? It can happen. Like, come on, those work happy hours, y'all go get drunk. You never, you, okay. I'm gonna just leave it there. Anyways, thank you so much. Please make sure that you are subscribed, you rate, you review, you follow, you like, you love, you do all the beautiful things that help support me because it's all free at the end of the day. It's free. All right, bye y'all.